people want to look for the next T boosting supplement like Ashwagandha or Tongkat Ali. But what is often overlooked is the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. So in this video, I'm going to go over 6 lifestyle changes that I made in order to double my testosterone levels in 30 days. Hey, yo, what's poppin', Papa? My name is Mickler, and I am a single dad on a journey to discover what it means to be a kingdom man. And today's topic of discussion is how I doubled my testosterone in 30 days, engaging in these 6 health behaviors. So number 1 is prioritize 7 to 9 hours of sleep. We all know that sleep is super important, but a lot of us feel, oh, we need to sleep less in order to be more productive, but that really is counterintuitive. In order to optimize your testosterone levels, which helps with better memory, better attention, better focus, then you should be prioritizing your sleep. So in order to get 7 to 9 hours, especially if you're the type that gets 5, 6 right now, then what you're gonna need to do is put a bedtime timer on that pretty much tells you to clock out for the night. So what I did was, 1, I started bookending my nights and my mornings. So I was avoiding social media and I was doing other things that was avoiding a screen, such as journaling or listening to music. That pretty much just kind of calmed me down for me to get some rest. And in the morning, I did not get on social media right away. I just, drank water, ate breakfast, and made sure that I went and got some sun, which helps with your circadian rhythm in order to prop yourself for better sleep at night. It helps to get sunlight in the morning and in the day. Another thing that helped me with my sleep was realizing that I need to go to bed sooner, because if I was like, oh, I'm going to sleep at 10 and I'm getting on my bed at 10, I was just on there for 30 minutes, an hour, just kind of like tossing and turning, thinking about things or whatever. That's why the journaling was very important and conducive for me, because it helped me kind of get my thoughts out. But that decreased my time I was sleeping, right? Because I was just on my bed. So instead, I started going to bed or laying on my bed sooner. So 9:30, sometimes 9. But if I ended up going to bed at 10 or whatever, then I would just push my wake up time later. A pro tip for sleep is to not use a alarm in the morning, but allow your body just to wake you up. So if you wake up and it's around the time you would get up, then that is ideal. And you would just use your alarm to just make sure that you're not late for work, or you're not gonna be late for something that you have planned the next day. Number 2 is prioritizing your exercise, fitness, especially weightlifting. Because in order to optimize your testosterone levels, you're going to need to give your body a reason why you should have more testosterone levels. So when you have higher T or optimized T, you have better muscle development and better body composition. So in order to do that as a man, really is progressive overload resistance training. And my preference was weightlifting. And for me, even though I was weightlifting for years on end, it was more of an ego thing where I was just like, oh, let me just do my exercises, get the weight up. But I lacked the basic principle, which was the mind-muscle connection. So what I did was I invested in a trainer who's competed, and I told him like, hey man, like, can you help me develop this mind-muscle connection? And he was like, yeah, bro, that's bodybuilding 101. So for me, my priority was, when I was lifting weights, when I was doing these certain exercises at the gym, I was making sure that whatever body part I was working on, I was feeling it in that specific place. And because of it, now I can tell when there's actually blood going in, and pretty much what Arnold said, I live for the pump. Before, it was just, let me just get the weight up. But now it's like, oh wow, I feel the pump inside of my chest. I feel the pump inside of my lats, my back, my legs, my biceps, my triceps, whatever thing I'm working on in that day, making sure that I am building that mind-body connection, dropping the ego. Yeah, I am getting stronger too, but the priority is making sure that whatever muscle I am focusing on, that it is getting that workout that I am intentionally going after. And this is also kind of part of your fitness and exercise as well, but many of us, we work 9 to 5s at home, remotely, or inside of an office, and we live sedentary lifestyles where we are not moving enough. So what was recommended to me by a mentor of mine was get 8,000 steps a day, which is pretty much 80 minutes of walking. And he just encourages after every hour that you would just take a break, a 5-10 minute walk ideally, which is about 1,000 steps. Do that 8 times a day, and that will help also with your fitness and your exercise routine, as well as produce a better body composition, get you to burn calories, get you to move away from the screen, take a break, where now you are getting dopamine hits from nature, from the clouds, from the trees, from the things outside, versus just staying inside scrolling on your phone, things of that nature. No pun intended. So for nutrition, I just pretty much stayed away from eating out as much as possible, because when you go out to eat, a lot of these places are using seed oils and soy, and these are very inflammatory. So in order to avoid that, I just pretty much made sure that I was just eating a lot of food at home, which pretty much my diet was rice, potatoes, oatmeal, chicken, sardines. The pro tip that I learned was putting some tahini on that thing changes the game. And turkey bacon for me, and eggs. Eggs is huge in helping testosterone levels because of the cholesterol in there. So don't avoid them. Include them in your diet. So the fourth health behavior that I engaged in was I stopped drinking. And one reason was because my favorite drink of choice is IPA, Indian Pale Ale, and I learned that those are actually the worst if you're trying to optimize your testosterone levels, because they actually, I don't know the science of it all, but it pretty much kind of increases the estrogen that is being produced when you're drinking these specific beers. So I was sad because those are my favorite, and I was like, man, I need to stop. But what I also realized was that I was drinking excessively Friday, Saturday, even Sunday. And it was like, oh, we're going to celebrate that it's the weekend. And at first it was cool, but then I realized, man, I'm like not delaying gratification. Like, yeah, I had a work week, but did I really accomplish something? Not really. So why am I even celebrating? So it was twofold. One was the estrogen inside of the IPAs, or whatever mechanism happens where it's, I don't even know. But it pretty much, I wasn't going to optimize my tea if I was going to stay drinking the IPAs. And then two, I felt the need to delay gratification by not drinking anymore, and just, not having that release in a sense, or that, the stress release of drinking, getting drunk and having a good time, but just kind of moving forward and sitting with any emotions that I had, whether they were bad or good. All right, so these next two, I would want to put it under the umbrella of getting out of your comfort zone. So health behavior number 5 for me was relationships, specifically approaching women. If I am a person who is about self-development, then going out there, putting myself out there, especially as a single dad, was very important in doing that. Like approaching these women where I was scared, when I was getting worried, when I didn't know what to say, putting myself out there, getting out of my comfort zone, I feel did increase my testosterone, because there's even studies that actually you're gonna have to double check and fact check me, but even having conversations with beautiful women does increase men's testosterone. But for me, it was like, yeah, let me just go out there and do that as well. And yeah, it ended up being a beautiful thing, because not only was I just approaching women, beautiful women, and just women in general, but I was approaching men, and I became more social, and I put myself out there, and it helped me just grow as a person. So that is actually a tip for the single guys. If you want to start approaching women, cold approaching women, I recommend start having conversations with guys in that area, whether you're at the gym or you're at the grocery store, at the bar, wherever you're going on your day-to-day, that you are just being social, and it's pretty much you're lubing yourself up, so that when you approach that woman, you've already been talking, you've already kind of put yourself out there, you've had conversations, so it becomes less awkward. And you become more comfortable, more calm, more cool when you are speaking to these random people. And the last health behavior is being about your mission and your vision, taking risk. And I would say that this is work related. So specifically for me, creating this YouTube channel, putting these videos out there is how I am doing it. But if you have a job as well, I do that too. You can take on a project where you are having more responsibility for things. Now that becomes that you are taking more risk, and if you are able to execute on that effectively, then there will be a reward, right? You may get a title change or a pay bump or just more leverage when it becomes your year review, and just pretty much getting that win and putting yourself out there again in this scenario where you are uncomfortable will help, because it is allowing you to grow as a person and improve. And studies have shown that when a man wins, that his testosterone goes up. So do something that is work related, that is about the current assignment that you have from God, or that mission, that vision, that purpose that you have from Him. Go after it relentlessly. So these health behaviors were super, super important in order to optimize my T levels, doubling them in 30 days. But there was a force multiplier, something that I took, and no, it wasn't something I injected, or it wasn't this over-the-counter supplement that you can get that claims to increase your testosterone levels. This is something that actually did. So if you're curious to know what it is, then watch this video here. Peace and love, Papa. Stay the course. It will all be worth it.